Hi everyone, this is Maggie. So glad you stopped by. This is Sunday evening for you. This video will go up tomorrow, Monday morning. So I hope when you're seeing this, you can look back on the weekend and say that you had a good weekend. I had a very lovely weekend. I wanted to use, we're not going to do a masterboard today. My original idea for this video came about because I pulled out a journal that I had made over a year ago, the nurse journal, because I wanted to do a quick flip through of it, because I was kind of contrasting the way my videos, I made not my videos, but my journals then, and how I do them now. And if you've been watching my videos, you could see that there is quite a difference in the style and everything. But at the same time, I discovered some, what you might call, forgotten friends. Now, I know Costanelli does a day that she calls Forgotten Friends, and that's not what this is about. But one of the things were page edgings, and I know that I don't remember who I first saw this from. It very well could have been Gail Agostinelli, because I watched her videos an awful lot when I was first starting. But I don't know who it was, and this is certainly not a new idea or anything else. But when I saw it in this journal, I thought, oh, why did I stop doing that? I don't know why I stopped, but I decided I wanted to make some to have so I could use them on some of the pages in my journals. So, and I thought, well, I'm going to use my Masterboard because it's another way to use Masterboards. So I got out my circle punches and started punching some circles. And I don't know if you can really see this that well on camera, but I used the, I think this is 2-inch circle and 1-inch. Let's just measure it to make sure. No, actually it's a 1.5-inch circle. And, but the problem I ran into was because of the thickness of the base that the Masterboard was collaged on, and the papers themselves, the different papers that I used, it was almost impossible. I managed to get these circles out of it, but as I got closer to the center, for some reason, the punches just would not go through it. So I thought, well, that's probably not going to work for a video. But anyway, and then I did this one out of just a piece of scrapbook paper. And again, I know it's very hard to see because these are light in color. But I decided I wanted to do a couple of more anyway. So I punched myself out some circles, and I punched myself out some flowers and some butterflies. And I thought I'd do a video just making a couple of these. And like I said, it's certainly not to bring any new ideas. It's just something I want to do so I have them and can use them. And so I pulled everything from my stash of scraps that's here to my right. And I pulled out some papers that I could cut strips to put the flowers or the butterflies or whatever I want to use, the circles. And I've got 3 of them. I may only actually make 2, maybe. I don't know. I've got 2 here that I can use. You know, they need to be blinged up a little bit. And I didn't ink them at all. But I still can use them. I still can dress them up a little bit and use them in a journal page. And probably what I would do is, besides at least trying to ink around them, around the edges, I probably would also try to put some lace or ribbon or something else down the side, just to kind of go more specifically with whatever journal I was working on. So let's do a couple of them today. It's, you know, if you have punches. These were made with the, you know, just these little punches like this. This is that 1 inch. This is the butterfly. This is really a tiny butterfly. As you can see, or maybe not see. I don't know. It's very, very tiny. But I'm gonna try to make one with it. So these are, they're not the more expensive punches, and I think actually I got these on Temu right when I first started making junk journals, and they were very, very reasonable. But I have looked at them on Amazon, and they are not quite as reasonable, and I don't even know if they still are on Temu, because I haven't purchased anything from Temu in quite a while. But I have had these since I first started, and I probably got these because I did see someone making these page board, you know, the for the page edgings, and that's probably why I got these. So, but they just were not strong enough, or maybe it's me, maybe it's my hands aren't strong enough to punch through the Masterboard. So, excuse me. So I did manage to get the one. And if you felt this, it would be, you would feel how thick it is, because it does have a back and, you know, a front and a back. So these are the punches that I used, the little flower punch. I do have the flower punch. I think I have one size larger than this for the flower punch. And yeah, I haven't used them in a while because I forgot all about doing these page edgings. The other thing that I did then, and I haven't done in a long time, is crocheting my edges. So I decided that for the black and white journal that I'm doing, I already started one for that journal, and it's very simple crochet. I'm not following a pattern or anything. I'm just, you know, creating this kind of lacy looking design, but it's not a lace pattern. It's not a pattern really of any kind to go into that journal. And so I also do want to mass make these, but because this does take more than just a minute or two, I'm certainly not going to do this on camera, but this is another idea for your pages to kind of add, you know, a little bit more interest. And also when you feel this, you know, when you're turning a page or going through the pages and you feel this, it's a very nice tactile experience. So, and I enjoy putting the fibers in my journal, so I really don't know why I stopped doing it, but I'm going to start including it again. So let's just see, make a couple of these and see how we get along, and maybe I gotta change my glasses, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. So sorry, I put them in my purse this morning before going to church, and I forgot I left them there. So let me just pop my spectacles on so I can see what I'm doing here. Alrighty. So I'm going to start with the flowers. This is just the back of an overcut for the purple journal I made earlier in the year before I started this channel. And I've said many times I don't like to waste cardstock in particular. So I keep it in my stash here, and then when I need it to back something or to use like this, I can, you know, go ahead and use it instead of pulling fresh fresh unused papers back out. So you've probably, and I cleaned all my glue bottles. They've got fresh nozzles on them, so I'm hoping that I won't have an issue with my ink coming out, because I certainly was having it in my last couple of videos. So I'm just going to put this on here, like half, because I'll put another one on the back. I think I need something. Here's another piece of paper that I can use to kind of glue with. And I made these little flowers out of different papers. I wanted it to give it a little bit of variety. So let me know if you've made these, or if you currently make them to put in your journals. It seems like things kind of go, like a lot of other things, in and out of style for journals, how they're decorated and all of that. But this is so simple, and you know, if a journal doesn't, sometimes when I make a journal, you know, it doesn't particularly need lace. I mean, it's maybe not that type of journal. Like I made a lighthouse journal earlier this year, and I may have put a little bit of lace in it, but nothing really to speak of, because it was a lighthouse journal, and that just didn't seem right to me to be putting all kinds of lace in it. Now, a fancier journal, you know, a rose journal maybe, or, you know, a very feminine journal definitely needs lace. Oh, one of my, that's my, oh, that's my little girl, my little Nellie. Her cough is bothering her. She's sneezing. It was very, very hot today in Houston. Oh my goodness. And oh, it was so uncomfortable, and we weren't thinking, we forgot. I mean, I don't know how it got to be June already. How in the world did June creep up on us? I don't know. But we forgot, you know, of course, that there is graduation things going on. We went to this one little, no, it's not little, but I think it's called Cheddar's. I think it's more of a chain through the South. And not expecting it to be that busy, but holy cow, it was busy. It was really busy. We had to wait quite a long time for a table, and but it was just kind of nice to be indoors because it was so hot outside. And when we got to the door, somebody came out and said, well, it's like a 40-minute wait. And we were just like, what? You gotta be kidding us. And my daughter says, I wish we would have known that before she had taken the baby out of the car. But the little stinker, she slept through the whole affair. Didn't bother her in the least. And we decided to wait because you know, getting her in and out of the car, those car seats are heavy, and she's getting heavy, and so we decided to just wait it out, you know, and hopefully it wouldn't really take that long. So I think I've got some new subscribers. I just noticed it today. So probably in my next video, I will definitely send, if there's any that I can mention, I will send a digital hug to, and if I could meet you in person, I would give you a for real hug. So yeah, I made these out of different papers so that there would be some variety. You know, you don't have, you can make them all the same, you know, like this other one that I made with the little flowers. They were definitely out of the same paper, both front and back. But I decided I didn't want these to be that way. It's good to do a little variety. And doing the back side is a little easier because you don't have to worry about where you put your glue. You can just put it all over the whole thing. And I'm spacing them not so close together on this one. I kind of like that look better. But, you know, you can do it however you want to. I mean, again, you know, this is an easy thing to do if you have the punches now. You know, you can shop around. If you don't have any punches, I would look at different places. You know, look for sales. To see what you can find. Because these punches can be kind of pricey. I think so anyway, but that's just my opinion. But you know, when you're first starting out, you may not have the resources to just be able to get punches and get everything else. You know, when funds are limited, you really do have to use what you have. And you could cut just little shapes. You could cut triangles or squares or little circles yourself. Instead of having punches. And I am going to do a video soon on craft supplies that you need to get started, and then craft supplies that you might want to invest in after you've dabbled in it a bit and see if that's what you really want to do. I kind of went headlong into it, not knowing if I was going to like it or not. Well, I did like it. I loved it right from the start. So I did, in short order, obtain quite a few supplies. But now, looking back on what I did get and what I really needed to get, I see it completely different. And there's a lot of videos out there on what you need to get started. So, you know, if you're a beginner, one of my pieces of advice would be that you do watch some of those videos and see what you really need. Okay, so these are spaced a little bit farther apart, of course, than these. These are right on top of each other. I kind of like this better, and what I will probably do with these is put little pieces of bling on them. If I have some little ones. Let's see. I probably wouldn't put it on both sides, and I'm just doing one just to show you, because I don't know what journal I'll be using this in, but I would probably do something like that. And I don't even think I have any lace at the ready. No, I don't. But I would probably put lace on here or ribbon. And you could even, like, if you have some fussy cuts, like little stamps or little circles, you know, that you've cut out. These are circles I punched out, and they're not all that little, but, oh, here, wait a minute. Here's some little circles. I'm going to do another, you know, you could put something down the side. There's just lots of, it's a very versatile little piece that you could kind of dress up any way you wanted to, depending on what you were working on. Okay, so that's one. Let's see if we can make maybe the butterfly one. See how that would go. And if you haven't done this before, you know, or haven't seen anybody do it, which I would find hard to imagine, but you need a piece, whatever length you want it, and I would be inclined to cut mine a little bit longer because you can always trim it. I cut these just slightly shorter than the average journal page, and I cut mine 4 inches in width and then folded it in half, and that's so, like, these are glued back to back, but there still is plenty of room on here for me to glue this on a page, and I could cut it down if I didn't want to decorate it. And you have room to do that if you start out at least with enough room that you can either decorate or just put it on a page, like in my idea book, just upside down. But if you just want to put it on a page like this, and like if I just wanted to do it like this, it would be a lot cuter just to cut this down so there's not that much, and you know, ink it or however you want to do it and put on your page. And then it gives something that kind of hangs, well, this book is all sorts of ways, but it gives something that kind of hangs out over the edge. If you like that look, I happen to like that look. It's just that I had gotten so crazy with lace that I began not to like the lace that much. Let me just pull out some butterflies. I wish my butterfly punch was a little bit bigger, but that's my fault. I mean, you know, it clearly tells you how big it is. So I might try to make the butterfly one and also another circle one. And these are kind of nice because, you know, when you're placing them, and these would actually be a lot better if I would ink them. I think they would stand out a little bit more. So maybe we can try that. So I'm just going to ink around this a little bit. I should have inked around the flowers too. But I just jumped in headlong, which I do sometimes. So yeah, I was talking about the restaurant and how busy it was. Well, it was right after church, and it was packed with a lot of graduation celebrations, so that's why this particular place was so busy. But we had a lovely meal and came home, and my eldest daughter came over to visit. Visit for a while, so the three of us got to visit, and the baby turned over. Well, she was working so hard to turn over, and she was tired. She's kind of seemed to me to be tired all day, and she fell asleep, kind of halfway rolled over, and you know, and halfway on her side. And she fell asleep like that, and it was so cute. Oh, she looked so cute. My daughter said she's never fallen asleep in that position before, but she was tired, and she was working so hard to roll over. So when she woke up from her little nap, she just finished rolling over. And we were all, yay, you know, yay. And she looked at us all like we were nuts, like, what's the big deal? They change so quick, so fast. And when you know that's going to be your only baby, you know, it's hard because they reach that level of independence way before as parents were ready for. And then my daughter, she finished up school this week. It was her last week with the students. She's the librarian, of course, and has to get the library kind of inventoried and ready for next year. So she's got another 4 days to go to school, go to the campus, and finish her work as far as that goes. But she says it's going to be nice because she'll actually have the library to herself, and it'll be quiet, and she can get done what she needs to get done. My goofy cat is wanting his nice nightly treats that they usually get about this time, but the fella's just gonna have to wait until I'm done with this, and then I'll take care of him. My animals are so spoiled. You're okay, Stitch. It's okay, buddy. So I'm definitely going to start using these in my journals again. I'm not being real careful about how I'm putting the glue on them. I'm just kind of daubing it on there. Well, that one, I did the wrong side. Oh, Maggie, it's late. You're tired. I am tired, but I really wanted to get this video up. My daughter left, the oldest one, and okay, by then I was hungry again. So I ate right before I started this, and I said, well, I can't go to bed yet because I'm full and I won't sleep well. So I decided just to go ahead and redo this. I did another video for tomorrow, but I wasn't happy with it. So I said I had said after I made it, I really wanted to redo it. I mean, do another one in its place. But like I said, I really don't want to worry about a video on Sunday. But I figured, well, I may be tired, but since I'm not going to be able to go to sleep right away anyway because I ate, I might as well go ahead and do it. And not worry about it. So, oh my goodness, Stitch, you're okay, buddy. These butterflies are really tiny. I think when I get a chance, I might get a bigger butterfly punch. I do have another butterfly. I can't even talk. Butterfly punch, but it's the filigreed one, and I haven't had it too long, and I've used it a couple of times, and I love the butterflies that it makes. And actually, I should have thought about that and used that for this, so I'll have to make another one not right now because I would need to punch everything out. With the larger butterflies. Why I didn't think of that, Maggie. See, that's what happens when I'm really tired. It's like my brain goes to sleep, but my body keeps going. So if you've got just starting your week and, oh, what in the world? And it's Monday morning or Monday evening or whenever you see this, I hope and pray you had a good start to your week. I really do. Oh, this dauber just doesn't want to stay where I put it. Oh, I'm so happy I redid my glue bottles because I was having the hardest time getting glue out of them. And it was funny because the Fabri-Tac one, I tried to get as much of it out as I could, but because I hadn't, well, and I was using it, I used it yesterday, and it was at one point coming out better than the white glue, you know, but then it kind of stopped working too, but it was almost impossible to get all the glue, completely all the glue out of the bottle because I was putting it in a clean bottle. And so when I tried cleaning it out, it still had Fabri-Tac residue in it. So I thought, well, what the world am I going to do about that? I have to turn this around because all that glue is up there. And I said, well, I guess I'm just going to have to let it dry. I rinsed all the bottle. I rinsed that one out as well in hot water. And maybe one of you out there knows a trick to cleaning your Fabri-Tac bottle that your glue's in. I thought, how am I going to get this out of there? And so I just went ahead and I rinsed it. I have a little bottle brush that I can use, but that wasn't helpful at all in getting the Fabri-Tac out, what was left in there. So I said, well, I'm just going to do like I do the others and just, you know, let it soak in some soapy water for a while, and then I rinse them all out, and I wanted them to also be rinsed in some hot, clear, plain water. So I actually ended up leaving them in there overnight because I was pretty tired last night as well, Saturday night. So I took them out this morning before going to church and laid them to kind of, you know, dry out. And when I went back to kind of leave them, you know, after they were dried, the Fabri-Tac one, the glue was like stuck. It was like stuck to the inside of the bottle, like it had just adhered almost. And I was able to get a hold of a little piece of it, and I started pulling on it, and it started coming out like all in one piece. It was so strange. And so I finally, I got some tweezers, and I got my little ruler was too big to go down in there, so that wasn't going to work. So I tried the tweezers, but they weren't long enough. I tried one of my pokey tools. That wasn't long enough. Oh, And so I took apart one of the great big gigantic paper clips. I said, well, I'm just gonna have to sacrifice one of these. I pulled it apart and I managed to hook a piece of it with that, and I was able to pull it out, and it all came out like in one big piece. It was almost like a deflated balloon, but much stronger. And once I got it out of there, the bottle was completely clean. There was no glue in it at all. And I tossed that piece into the trash. But it took a little bit of work to get that hooked, so it would come out. Oh, I'm not inking. Oh, Maggie. All right, well, just leave them. I'm not gonna do half, and the other side is done. So I was quite fascinated with that, but then I had a plain glue bottle to start all over with. And I put some of the white glue into a smaller bottle like this, and then the rest into a little bit bigger bottle. Not the rest, but you know, I filled another bottle up. Had a little bit bigger nozzle. And then of course I'm using my needle protector friends for tops to these bottles. They work so well. I'm not kidding you. If you haven't tried that hack, you need to do it, because it really works. But of course, if you have all the caps, like to the Sugar Bell bottles and so forth, then that's great. But I didn't have them. I couldn't find them. And the ones that required a pin, and this little one is almost too tiny for a pen. And it works really, really well. Really well on these little bottles. Of course, they're the smaller ones, you know, for the really tiny knitting needles. Well, we've been on here all night. Let me finish this one up. I was hoping maybe to decorate them, but I don't think I'm going to, because I really don't know where I'm going to use them. I mean, I could use a circle one in the journal I'm making as a, you know, in memory of my husband, or however. And I'm hoping that that one will come together the way I have it in my mind for it to come together. I've started a little bit work on it. I mean, I've got the cover I've got the base cover done. It needs to be covered in fabric, which I don't have yet. I am waiting for that. And I have to, some of the images I have, I need to put them together so they become the double, you know, like a lot of digitals are. And I have done that before with Canva and other images that I've had for journals, but for some reason I can't get it to work. And apparently my daughter, the librarian, knows how to use it, Canva, because that's what they use in the school district that she works for, to make presentations or do different things. So here's the little butterfly one. I like the side that's inked much better than I do the one that isn't. And we've been on here, I've been on here now for about 40 minutes. So I think I'm going to get off. So I only was able to make 2. I was going to give myself about 45 minutes. And I don't think 5 minutes is enough to do another one, but I did these two. And then these two I had already done. So they all need is to go to find a home, what journal they're going to go in, and then I can dress them up however way I want, whatever I choose to do. So I've got 4 now, which is, I wouldn't call 2 a mass make, but I think that's the best I'm going to do for right now. I did have a couple more pieces of paper cut, so I had high hopes, but like I was just trying to share with you one of the things that I have done in my journals in the past and that I'm going to revisit and start to use again, because I think they make wonderful page edges. And I've got the little circles that I can do more of them with. Now next Monday we will do Masterboard Monday again, and I would like to actually make a Masterboard because I used one, a good part of one, to cut out these circles for the one that I put in here. But I just could not get it, like I couldn't get it through any of this side over here or this side. I couldn't anywhere where it's, I didn't actually try over here, but it was just too thick. This was a pretty good piece of cardstock that I put it on. So I thought, no, that might not be the best idea, although I think it's a good idea. But it was too thick for my hole punches, or for the strength that I have in my hands. So anyway, you know, best laid plans. So you just have to be flexible and go in different directions. So that's what I decided to do. So next Monday we will make another Masterboard. I do have 2 Masterboards ready to put into the one I'm making for my husband. And I think 2 will probably be enough, because this one is not really going to be a writing journal so much as it's going to be bringing more or less memories to light, I guess. And these are the 2 black and white Masterboards that I did out of fabric, and I did stitch around these. I did show these on another video that I'd stitch around these, and I will back these because there's no way I can cut these up and expect somebody to be able to write that. So before I cut them up, I am going to back them, and then I'll cut them into some tags and pockets. And these can be used in the black and white journal. And so next week, what I might do is make a just a regular neutral Masterboard, and then perhaps I'll make a black and white one out of some black and white papers. So I have the fabric and the paper. So that's what we'll plan for next Masterboard Monday. That will be my plan anyway. So I'm gonna get off for now, you guys. For me, it's yeah, it's past my bedtime. But I will hopefully you'll be watching this tomorrow. Like I said, I do have some new subscribers, but I don't know if I can send them a hug right now. Let me just take a quick look. Quick look. And see what I have available to me. No, apparently the latest ones, I'm not able to see who they are, so I'm sorry about that. But whoever you are, thank you for subscribing. I really am thankful that you did. I hope that you'll continue to enjoy my videos and that you'll give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment, please. Let me know where you're from or what you're working on, or if you're new to junk journaling or if you're very experienced. And in that case, if you are, I'm sure there's things that I could learn from you, but it would just be nice to know. So you'll have a good rest of your day, and be safe, take care of yourselves and your family, and know that I'm praying for you and that I am so happy that each one of you have come to watch my videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. Bye, everybody.